Begin our service in perfect harmony, just as we intend to go all the way through this service, and that requires all of us to be able to sing, read together, and create this very special atmosphere on this, what we would call Shabbat Shirah, a Sabbath of song, of music, for us to be able to celebrate life together, to be able to do that together with our communities around the globe. We think especially of our twin communities in Lviv and Lutsk at the moment, and so hope that they can feel this mantle of peace. So let us all say together, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehitatef batzitzit. Please be seated.
If you listen to the space between the notes and the half notes, the space between heartbeats, you'll hear quarter notes of love and yearning, ancient music of hope and sorrow, infinite in variation, the echo of generations, notes that bend toward God, notes that linger with longing, notes that plead for redemption. The voice of sorrow and the voice of laughter, notes of surrender, notes that refuse to surrender, notes that cry out to Zion and Israel. If you listen to the space between the notes and the half notes, the rises and the falls, the trills and trumpets, you will hear a rhythm and a pulse, calling out, Adon Olam, Yedid Nefesh, Shacha Avakeshecha Yoducha Reunai, Master of the universe, beloved of my heart, at dawn I seek you, my thoughts will praise you. In the space between the notes, dreams of God touch the core of being to become music.
Together. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch hu, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, hamehulal b'fi amo, משובח ומפואר בלשון חסידיו ועבדיו, בשבחות ובזמירות, נגדל לך ונמליכך, מלכנו יחיד חי העולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך מהולל בתשבחות. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזכור
All
Adonai me'od amku ma'shevotecha tzadik ata ma'ivra ke'eretz bavano This morning we also join together with our Dublin Progressive Jewish community as we anticipate the Torah reading this morning from Beverly Sperry, a member of both of our communities. We're aware of how we have spread our wings as communities and as individuals, coming together and hearing each other's voices so many times in a week. Let us together enjoy these words before we sing again. Everyone suddenly burst out singing, and I was filled with such delight as prisoned birds must find in freedom, winging wildly across the white orchards and dark green fields, on, and out of sight. Everyone's voice was suddenly lifted, and beauty came like the setting sun. My heart was shaken with tears, and horror drifted away. Oh, but everyone was a bird, and the song was wordless. The singing will never be done. Anim smirot v'shirim me'erov, ki elecha nafshi ta'arov, nafshi hirda b'tzel yadecha leda'at kol ratzonecha, midei gabri b'kodecha, ole libi edodecha, yerov nafsi alecha, ki nafshi ta'arov elecha. Please rise. And together, Yishtabach Shimcha La'ad Malkeinu, Ha'el HaMelech HaGadol VaHaKadosh, B'Shamayim u'Ba'aretz, Ki Lecha Na'eh Adonai Eloheinu, V'Elohei Avotenu, Shir u'Shvacha, Hallel v'Zimra, Brachot v'Hodaot, Me'ata ve'ad olam, Baruch Ata Adonai, Habocher b'Shirei Zimra.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach, Le'olam va'ed. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due.
We praise the Eternal One,
to whom our praise is due forever. Please be seated. And we continue together. We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, Maker of light and Creator of darkness, Author of peace and Creator of all things. In your mercy you give light to the earth and all who live on it. And in your goodness you renew creation continually, day by day. How manifold are your works, O God! With wisdom have you made them all. The world is full of your creations. Your handiwork proclaims your praise. The radiant stars bear witness to your glory. We praise you, O God, Creator of light. We continue. Great is your love for us, eternal God, and abundant your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them the laws of life. So be gracious to us and teach us. Incline our hearts to hear your words, to know and understand, to learn and teach, and with love to uphold the truths of your Torah. Enlighten us with your teaching. Make us faithful to your commandments, and wholehearted in the love and awe of your name. For in love you summon us to serve you and proclaim your unity. We praise you, O God. In love you have called your people Israel to serve you. Please rise. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael,
Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Va'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol mo'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavacha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechachtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha. U'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha. Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvish arecha. Please be seated.
Good and beautiful and true, sound established and enduring are these words now and forever. True it is, Eternal One, that you are our sovereign God and Redeemer, as you were the God and Redeemer of our ancestors. You are our Maker, the rock of our salvation. We have known you always as our helper and our liberator. There is no God but you. Truly, you are first and you are last. We have no Redeemer but you. You redeemed us from Egypt and freed us from the house of bondage. Then, with great joy, Moses, Miriam, and all Israel together sang to you this song.
one accord they gave thanks and proclaimed your sovereignty. Adonai Yimloch, Leolam Va'ed. Please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach uviagit hilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach uviagit hilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanura, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imachot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. At Gibora le'olam Shaddai, Mechaya meitim at Rabba lehoshia, Meshiva haruach u'morida hageshem, Mazricha hashemesh u'morida hatal.
את להחיות מתים, ברוכה את שדי, מחיה המתים.
ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך מקדיש שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני מכל. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה, 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 hallelujah.
From generation to generation, we will make known your greatness. To the end of time, we will proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O our God, shall never depart from our lips. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God.
Please be seated.
ישמחו במלכותה, שומרי שבת וקוראי הונג, המקדשי שביעי, כולם יצאו ויתענגו מטובך. שומרי שבת, שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך. שומרי שבת, שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך.
והשביעי רצית בו, וקידש וקידשתו, כעמדת ימים אותו קראת, זה כן עממה ואישי.
שומרי שבת, שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך. שומרי שבת, שומרי שבת, ישמחו במלכותך. שומרי שבת.
Together, our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments, and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts that we may serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Eternal One, let the holiness of your Sabbath enter our hearts, and may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace.
We praise you, O God, for the holiness of the Sabbath. רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני, שאותך לבדך, ביראה נעבוד.
We continue. We give thanks that you, Eternal One, are our God. As you were the God of our ancestors, you are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. We praise you, O God, source of goodness, to whom our thanks are due. Grant peace, welfare, and blessing. Grace, love, and mercy to us and to all Israel, your people. As a loving parent, bless us with the light of your presence. For by the light of your presence, eternal God, you have revealed to us the law of life, love of kindness and righteousness, blessing and mercy, life and peace. For it is good in your sight that your people Israel and all peoples be blessed at all times with your gift of peace. We praise you, O God, the source of peace.
We'll take a few moments for silent prayer.
As we turn to our Torah service, we say, assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear and learn to revere the Eternal One, your God, and observe faithfully all the precepts of this Torah. And let the children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere the Eternal One, your God. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Gadlu l'Adonai iti uneromamo shemo yachdav.
L'Adonai hagedula v'hagavura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod ki ho b'shamayim u'ba'aretz l'cha Adonai ha'malacha b'hamidnaseh l'chol rosh b'hamidnaseh l'chol rosh.
Please be seated. There's a few quizzical looks from those within the Synagogue sanctuary this morning as, well, with all of the different natty sort of tricks we have as rabbis during this time of sometimes being off-screen, we didn't actually take a Torah scroll out of the Ark. Well, don't worry, we're in very good hands. We are indeed crossing the Irish Sea to go to join our Dublin progressive Jewish community, and in particular Beverly Sperry, who has studied, learned, sang, enjoyed times and sorts comfort as we all have at times in each other's presence during the past few years. This is the anniversary of her bat mitzvah. It is also the yahrzeit of her husband, Martin Meehan. Please join us in the Kiddush Zoom room later to be able to engage and hear much more from Beverly. But for now, we turn to Sidra Tazria.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Hamavorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. V'yadaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael lemor. Isha ki tazria v'yalida zachar. V'tamea shivat yamim kimei nidat devotati tma uvayom hashemini yimo bisar orlato Ushloshim yom, ushloshet yamim, teshev b'dmei tahora. Bechol kodesh lo tikah, ve'el hamikdash lo tavo. Ad milot yimei tahora.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Ve'im nekeva teled, v'tamea shivuayim knidata, v'shishim yom v'sheshet yamim, teshed al dimei tahora. Uvimlot yimei tahora livein olivat tavi keves ben shinato leolam uven yonah otor lechatat. אל פתח אוהל מועד, אל הכהן, והקריבו לפני אדוני, וכיפר עליך, וטהרה ממקור דמך. זאת תורת היולדת לזכר או לנקבה, ואם לא תמצא ידה תעשה, ורכבך שתי תורים, או שני פני יונה, אחד לעולם ואחד לחטאת, וכיפר עליה הכהן וטהרה.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei olam nota b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור, אדם כי יהיה באור בשרו שאת הספחת ובהרת, והיה באור בשרו לנגד צרות, והובא אל אהרון הכהן, אל אחד מבניו הכהנים, וראה הכהן את הנגע באור הבשר, ושיער בנגע הפך לבן, ומראה הנגע עמוק מאוד בשרו, נגע צרת הוא. וראהו הכהן וטימא אותו, ואם בהרת לבנה היא ביום בשרו, בעמוק אין מראה מן האור, ושערה לא הפך לבן, והזכיר הכהן את הנגע 7 ימים. וראהו הכהן ביום השביעי, והנה הנגע עמוד בעיניו, לא פסע הנגע באור, והזכירו הכהן 7 ימים שנית. v'ra hakohen oto bayom hashvi'i shenit v'hinei kehanega v'lo fasa hanega ba'or v'tiharo hakohen mispachat hi v'chibes b'gadav v'taher v'im faso tifseh hamispachat ba'or acharei heraoto el hakohen l'tahorato v'nira shenit el hakohen v'ra hakohen v'hinei pasita hamispachat ba'or v'timeo hakohen tzarat hi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
It was wholly appropriate for us this morning on a Shabbat Shira to have the Torah portion sung for us. It was also somewhat appropriate to be very liberal and go for an alternative Haftarah, which fitted more in not only with the Torah portion, but with the theme of this Shabbat. And so I chose Psalm 126. Perhaps you can hear why. When God restored the exiles to Zion, it was like a dream. Then our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with joyful song. The prophets sung prophecies hoping for a better future. So this psalm seems to sing also of hope for a future as well. And not only did Beverly have to learn the trope, the singing melody for chanting the Torah, she also needed to then learn a new bracha. That's written by Rabbi Jon Rayner, Zichrono Livracha, when we delve into Ketuvim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro v'chitvei hakodesh.
Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el, ha'ne'eman, ha'omer, ve'osei, hamdaber, umkayem, shekol, divarav, emet, v'tzedek. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al kol kitvei hakodesh ve'al yom haShabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha ve'limnucha lechavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach Varchim otach yitbarach shimcha bifi kol chai tamid leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat.
Shekoyach. Please do join us later on in our Zoom Kiddush room to meet up with Beverly, to hear more from her and to be able to wish her Mazel Tov ourselves. But for now, would you please rise?
Eternal God, whose dominion is everlasting, we ask you to bless our sovereign lady, Queen Elizabeth, and to guide the government of this country. Help us to be good citizens, working together for justice and peace at home and abroad. Bless this holy community and all holy communities, and support the life and work of all who labor for their welfare.
We ask you to listen to our prayers and look on us kindly, supporting those who are troubled, consoling the bereaved, sending relief to those in pain or anxiety. As you blessed our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless our own congregation and all other congregations gathered in prayer, to everyone who responds to the needs of the community.
Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and all who live there. Give wisdom and understanding to its leaders, and friendship and compassion to the people, so that there may be lasting peace on its borders and in its homes. Soon may your promise be fulfilled, for Torah shall come out of Zion, and the word of God from Jerusalem. May such be the divine will, and let us say,
Amen. Yahalalu et Shem Adonai, Kiniskav Shemo Levado.
Odo Aleretz V'Shemayim V'Yaren Keren Le'amo Tehila L'chol Chasidav Livnei Yisrael Amrovo
Behold, a good doctrine has been given you. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
Shalom. אהובה, חדש ימינו כקדם.
We remain standing for Aleinu. Let us now praise the sovereign of the universe and proclaim the greatness of its creator, whose unity it is our mission to make known, whose rule it is our task to make effective. We bow in awe and thanksgiving before the Supreme Sovereign, the Holy One, ever to be praised, who spread out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory fills the highest heavens, whose might extends throughout all space, who in truth is our Sovereign, for there is none else. As it is written, know then this day and take it to heart. The Eternal One is God in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is no other.
There are stars whose radiance is visible on earth, though they have long been extinct. There are people whose brilliance continues to light the world, though they are no longer among the living. These lights are particularly bright when the night is dark. They light the way for humanity.
On this Shabbat, we recall the yahrzeits of Howard Lewis, remembered today by Elizabeth Walker, of Dennis Selman, the husband of Phyllis, father-in-law of Alison and grandfather of Bianca and Anthony. Irish Frances, the mother of Michael and mother-in-law of Claire. Martin Meehan, the husband of Beverly Sperry. Philip Cope, the father of Viv Dines, and Richard Voss, the father of Robert. And we're saddened by the recent death of Frederick Hirsch, the husband of Katya and father of Yael, Julian, Rebecca, Jeremy, and Miffy. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. Together we join our voices. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vitada, vitale, vitalal, shemei de kudisha, b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, V'al kol b'nei Adam, v'imru, Amen. May the Most High, source of perfect peace, grant peace to us, to all Israel, to all humanity, and to all those who mourn. And let us say,
Amen.
Please be seated. For us this morning, there was only one way that we could conclude this service. How wonderful it has been to have a full choir in our sanctuary once more. How wonderful to have so many of us together here this morning both here in the sanctuary in Northwood and wherever you are in your small sanctuaries. So wonderful also to be led by Ruth Collin, who leads our choir and our musicians so magically. Together, let us join our voices in Psalm 150. Please rise. When God restored the exiles to Zion, it was like a dream. Then our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with joyful song. Then they said among the nations, God has done great things for them. God has done great things for us, and we rejoice. Restore our fortune, O God, as streams revive the desert. Then those who have sown in tears shall reap in joy. Shabbat Shalom, Shekoyach to everybody involved in our service today. As we hand around the wine from the back of the sanctuary, and we hope that you will fill up your bechers at home as well. As we welcome Dave and Rini into our Kiddush room, and hopefully many, many more of you to come in, you can hopefully see at the bottom of your screen our Zoom room to come in and join all of us together for Kiddush.
And there's also challah at the bottom of the trolley, so if somebody wants to pass out some challah, that would also be wonderful.
And as we do all of that and as we organize ourselves, we of course also want to let you know about the concert that we have this evening. At 7 p.m. we begin with Havdalah and then celebrate the music of our community, the Ark Synagogue community, with many of its members, including many of the choir singers who are here this morning as well. And also, and most importantly and poignantly, we're joined by a contribution from our Teva, our Ark congregation of Lviv, one of our twin communities of Lviv and Lutsk in Ukraine. We do hope that you will join us The links you can find on our website to register for the Zoom room as well. Please join with us. Please join with them, just as we do now, to make Kiddush. Which one? Oh gosh, a music one, Friedman, I was going to do, but...
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
We say together, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom and goodbye to the live stream, and just hang on a little bit longer as we say thank you to all the composers as well as thanking all the musicians.
Shabbat shalom to everybody in the Zoom room. Shabbat shalom, thank you so much for all of our incredible singers and musicians. Rose, Miffy and Glenn, amazing to have musicians